What is Giza good, y'all? It is your friend Mix Oracle, and welcome back to my channel where we are uplifting the working creative. And today, what I want to talk to you all about is when reality hits. Okay, what I mean by that is there are things that will happen in your personal life that will feel like someone has taken the wheel and taken it to a sharp left turn, and you may feel disoriented. It could be someone in your life passing away, it could be a world event, it could be a breakup, it could be an argument with a friend. All of these things that basically create our emotional swirl, basically create something within you that feels like where you normally would utilize your creative center for is no longer reliable for you to create. You might feel afraid to create from this space. You might feel like you'll say something or present something that is not appropriate for the time, the place, the journey, etc. Or you might not even want to capture the moment because you feel so flustered. You feel frustrated. You feel all of these different emotions that are taking you away from potentially the creative experience. And the reason why I want to talk to you all about this is because I find that when we feel the need to filter out our art and our emotions, when we separate the two, it is probably an indication that we are not creating from ourselves to begin with. Now, it becomes really, really technical and difficult when you are hired by someone else to make something, and you know that there's a certain taste level, you know that there are certain things that they are trying to hit, that they are trying to convey. It is their story, and you are simply the scribe or the channel of said story. But when life happens, I really hope that you get into the practice of finding art for you and finding an outlet that you can have through it all. Whether it's friends, a therapist, journaling, doing something that maybe doesn't feel like I have to make this art be perfect because I need to sell it, because I need to win an award, because I need to win a grant, because I need to put food on the table, because I'm stressed about student loans, because I'm stressed about buying my mama a house, because I'm stressed about whatever this matrix ass world got you stressed out about. We have to find a way at some point to unplug from it and then create from there. And I'm saying this because I suck at this. I'm really, really bad at doing this. And I recognize that it is something that I want to improve. I was talking to a friend of mine, Jay. Hey, Jay, if you're watching. And he asked me, what is the purpose of this channel, of you making these videos? And I said that it is an archive of the way I am thinking about art. I want to be able to look at these videos a year from now, 2 years, 10 years from now, and understand what I was going through, what I was thinking about, the struggles that I was having, and maybe to see my growth, but also to hopefully say thank you. Thank you for making these. Thank you for having that mindset. And thank you for continuing to keep going. So this is becoming my outlet for that. And sure, the dream might be that this takes off and gets viral and whoop-de-doo woo-woo-wah. But it doesn't have to be that. And it's become something that I enjoy and need, and it gives back to me and feels safe, maybe because I am controlling it a little bit. But at the same time, when certain things in my life happen and I feel uncertain, I have the habit of stopping. I have the habit of going, I shouldn't pour into something in this way, because what if my life isn't going the direction that I want it to, and then everything that I'm pouring into is going to change? So I'll use an example. I'll make up an example. But let's say that you get hired as a patron and you are painting the Sistine Chapel, okay, type of work, right? You're working on something that is going to take a longer period of time. But the person who introduced you to this patron is someone you're very, very close with. Let's say a best friend. And then all of a sudden, that best friend no longer wants to be friends with you. It might be a little hard to work on said painting, right? So what do? How do we continue to go about our work to see it through, to see the vision, and to show up every day and still commit the same level of integrity that you had even when you and your friend were still close? I think that sometimes we just have to treat certain things as a job. Sometimes we just have to allow ourselves to say, you know what? This might not be my passion project anymore, but I can still work on it in a way that is with integrity, in a way that will allow for a certain person's voice to feel and be heard, even if it's not mine. And what I mean by that is I think our gifts as artists are not just about talking about our art. It's not just about conveying what it is that we want. It's not just about our own perception of the world, but it is being able to be around the essence of people and then tap into their frequency. So if something is going on in your life that makes you feel like you are incapable of creating, I believe that something we all can do, myself included, is just tap into a different energy, a different frequency. If you found yourself that you make beautiful art when you are sad, right? But now you might not be that sad anymore. Now life might be good. You might be in love. You might have found somebody who understands you, who gets you, all of that. You might have more friends around. You might have gotten a job promotion, something else that is taking you away from the creative core that you used to utilize. You just got to switch up vibrations. You just got to go, okay, either I need to learn how to create from this newfound joy, or I can step back and still meditate and almost get myself in that realm of sadness in order to create from there. Or the flip-flop, right? Let's say you're really, really sad, anxious, depressed. You feel like every time you take a step forward, it is so hard for you to make anything because the foundation underneath you is not very steady. Try to imagine a future self. A version of you that is your ideal, that is calm, that is joyful, that is giving, that is all of the things that you are striving for when all of your problems are solved. Just imagine that version of yourself and play pretend. Pretend until it happens, because the project in front of you will probably help you get there. The project in front of you and sticking to it will probably allow you to feel that way once you get to it, once you've accepted and committed yourself to it. I find that the ways that we can do this are, sitting in meditation, visualizing the self. It might even be just getting dressed as this self. Maybe you've been in sweatpants a little too long. Maybe the inner teenager has been in control for quite some time, as we need, right? We need these different parts of ourselves to come through and play, because we oftentimes leave them in the past out of trauma, out of all of these different things. The world makes us want to abandon ourselves so that way we are more easily controlled, okay? So now when you get into a state of being able to allow those parts of you to come forward, let them come forward, but understand what part of you is most effective where. The anxious part of you is not always going to help you create the specific thing that you need to create. The joyful part of you might not be the most motivated either to create. They might be a little comfortable. So if you can tap into the different versions of you, the different emotions of you in order to achieve a specific task, I think that's how we do it. That's how I'm thinking about it. I would love to know if you are thinking of a similar tactic, or if you have something else to share. Because listen, I need help. I need to know what to do when the world is burning and I still want to paint. How do I have the courage, the bravery to continue to be an artist, to continue to be a creative? So that's what I want to get into. I would love to hear your tips, tricks, and trials and tribulations. All right, y'all. That's all I have for you today. Peace.